It's time to set sail on Azurite seas. Is this the set where I win one? Oh, pretty please. I trigger our island and it looks like my time. But then Oswald flips a lucky dime.
Come on now, let's play some Lorcana. Just smash Fox into Pirate Moana. We'll link in quest and never stop. Sing half a lumps like jumbo pops. A smorgasbord of lore and Lorcana.
Hello.
Hello.
And Happy New Year.
Woo!
Welcome to Smorcana. I'm
Live.
Brett.
Welcome to Smorcana Live.
Smorcana Live. Yeah, for the first time ever. We're flying without a safety net.
Yeah.
No editing.
No editing.
We can't edit out all the mistakes that we make. It's like being a trapeze artist with no net.
It's scary.
It's quite frightening. But luckily there's only one viewer right now. And it's probably your parents. So we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
We'll be okay.
We're gonna muscle on through. Maybe some folks will join us in the chat, which would be really cool.
Yes, maybe.
Oh, yeah, look, we just got a message from your mom.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Hi, Liz.
Yeah, as Brett was saying, I'm Katie.
I'm Brett.
And welcome to Smorcana. We will be posting this audio to our podcast feed. You'll be getting the raw, live version of this.
I bet that you can post the video as well, which is pretty neat. I believe on Spotify you can post the video. So for the first time ever, we're a video podcast tonight.
We sure are.
Probably only for tonight.
We don't love doing the video, but it's fun to try it. It's fun to, I don't know, see what it's all about. We've only done it one or two other times.
And we ended up discarding it when we did a full podcast episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are just so many things that we can do when it's audio only in terms of editing and in terms of, disguising different characters with different voices and stuff.
Right.
Whereas if we were trying to do Francois and Ahmed Toby and Helga and all of these characters without having the disguise of not having video, then it would be silly. We'd have to come up with costumes, and that would be way too much work.
That's too much,
It's too much work anyway. So.
Far too much. But this is fun. This is fun for a little one-off New Year's excitement.
Yeah, the chat is open in YouTube, so definitely feel free to chime in.
Yes, we see Tanya in there.
Shout
and
out
my mom.
to cool soccer mom, Tanya.
And my dad, I'm sure, is also watching. That's a lot of people.
We're going to have a great episode for y'all. Thanks for joining us on this special evening.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the past year with Lorcana, a sort of highlight reel that Katie's put together in video format. Amazing. The power of digital visual images. Things that you can see with your eyeballs.
Crazy.
We'll also look ahead to talk about what we want to see in the next year.
Yeah.
With Lorcana.
Yeah.
We've got our champagne,
Ooh.
which is actually bubbly white grape juice.
Ooh.
We can do things like wipe the glass across the screen to transition. Ooh.
Fancy. My goodness.
Christmas is great. How was your Christmas, Katie?
It was so great. We had the same Christmas together.
We did. We had the same Christmas.
It was great. We got to see both of our families. We got to eat lots of good food, and we opened a lot of packs inside of stockings.
We did. Did we pull anything?
No.
It was still fun.
We pulled cards.
Yeah.
But we didn't pull anything
Nothing of note.
exciting.
No.
Yeah.
Always fun to crack packs. We have been doing lots of pack rushes lately when we open packs, which...
It's fun. It kind of prolongs the opening of the pack, which is a nice thing. You get to really milk it for what it's worth. And the whole time that you're playing, you're waiting to see, like, what am I going to pull next?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
We also saw Mufasa.
We did. We sure did.
More on that later. We're going to delay that discussion for another segment.
It's a deep discussion. There's a lot with that.
There's a lot to talk about.
A lot to unpack there.
What about your other Lorcana experiences this week, Catherine?
Well, we've got set champs coming up, like, pretty soon.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're playing?
No.
Oh.
Do you know what you're playing?
No idea.
Yeah. Well, that's sometimes the best way to go into it.
Yeah, I have been really liking my Chip and Dale deck. I wish that it was really, really strong because I just want to play a bunch of detective creatures.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it's going to be able to stand up to the meta tyrants.
Yeah, but I mean that's the eternal question, right? Like, should we just play something because it's fun and we really love it, or do you want to play something that's gonna like demolish people?
Right. Good old tried and true Ruby Amethyst for you, or you want to rock some Poo Pirates.
I know, that's the thing. That's the issue. And I mean, we'll go to more than one set champ, so there's definitely an opportunity to play both things.
Sure, there's a window where you can be experimental early on, or you can just be really sweaty and go for a mat early.
Yes.
Try to
yep.
lock down a scar, whatever your goal is, whatever your particular goal is, and then later in the cycle you can take your foot off the gas, enjoy yourself, have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's the eternal question. It's the problem with Lorcana. But how else was Lorcana for us over this Christmas break?
Well, we gifted a couple of gateways
We sure did.
to your fam.
We did. It was awesome. It's a great way for people to learn the game. It helps a lot because when you've played it as much as we have, or when you've played, I don't know, similar card games, it can be hard to kind of like back it up and slow it down and be like, okay, this is how this goes to this, without it being like wildly overwhelming and not fun.
Sure, like even the concept of exerting is something that if you've played a card game before, you're very familiar with turning a card at a 90-degree angle. But explaining that to somebody who's never played a card game before, like you have to slow down and really say, this is what this means when you turn a card this way. But I was really impressed with the gateway.
Yeah, the gateway's really cool. It teaches you the game really slowly, and it picks your cards for you. So it gives you like a bunch of vanilla cards to start with so that you're not overwhelmed by like, oh my gosh, there's a million things happening.
Right. It also plays more like a board game with
Yes.
the way the lore track is laid out. You've got instructions kind of written in the corners.
Okay.
Maybe we're
We're
back?
back? I think we are.
Say hi in chat if you can hear us.
Yes. And thank you for telling us that you couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
That's very helpful. It's hard to tell. We're looking at a lot of things here,
Yeah, this is a lot more complicated than just turning on Audacity.
which is why we haven't done it before.
Yeah.
But it's good to learn. It is good to learn. Figure it out.
Okay, we got a hi.
Yes.
I think we're back.
Okay, I think yes. All
Hooray.
right. Hooray.
What was the last thing you heard?
Yay. Yay. Phew. What were we talking about? We're talking about
Well, we don't know. We don't know when it dropped out.
we'll never know. That's the power of live theater, everybody. You never know when the sound's going to give out. Except that doesn't happen in live theater.
You know, in live theater, though, things always go wrong, and that's why you just have to kind of roll with the punches. Okay, the last thing I heard was about the gateway.
Right. Yes. And we were saying, I don't know if we got this part out, but we were saying in the comments, my mom and dad are evidence that it does work because they are saying that they liked it and it made a lot more sense. And now also they can play it as a board game together and like learn the game without someone having to like teach it every time you play it, because it's a lot. It's a lot, especially if you've never played, like we were saying, you've never played a card game like this before. It can definitely be tricky. So.
Absolutely. So Ravensburger knocked it out of the park. Way to go. A really good product. Never really seen anything like that in games that I've played in the past. So
Yeah.
I think it was a really smart decision by them. And then we talked about set champs coming up. They probably didn't hear about that.
We already talked about that. That
We
was
did.
before this.
That was
Yep.
before. Tremendous. Great. So we can keep on rolling and
Let's
go right
roll
into
it.
your recap.
Yes, let's go to the recap.
All right, here we go. We're going to go for...
Let's hope our sound doesn't die.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody, cross your fingers.
So we're
We're
going to
going
prep
for it.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, OBS, you can do it.
Okay.
And keep us in a little thing right there.
We're in a box. Those are our show notes.
Yep. Okay, here we
Okay.
go. Cross your fingers. Can you still hear us? Yeah, they can. It's still green.
Yeah.
Okay,
don't wanna
except we
give
don't
away
want
everything that's
that.
gonna
Oh my
happen.
God, wrong note.
Oh my
wrong
gosh.
thing. Here we go. We're so bad at this.
No, we're not. We're learning. Okay, you can still hear us. All right.
So if I had a clue about how to use OBS before tonight, then you would have seen this when we transitioned.
Yes. Can we see our chat anywhere? We can't see the chat now.
I can pull up the chat over here, I think.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Aha.
Ah.
Okay, cool. All right, and we're still here.
Oh, look
All right,
at this.
everybody. This is when we first met Lorcana. There it is, under our tree last year.
Christmas night.
Yeah, and you can see in the picture, it's already open. The first chapter starter boxes are open.
Now, one of these, I think it was this one, this Moana and Sorcerer Mickey starter, had a foil Rapunzel in it.
Yeah, which is like, the best card in the game.
It's about as good as a start as you can ask for without getting it enchanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then this had a Maleficent monstrous dragon in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know at the time. We were like, oh, these look cool.
No, it was a sign. It was meant to be.
This one has yellow at the bottom. That's interesting and different.
Yep. Yeah, it was meant to be. We got good signs from the universe for that.
We didn't play on Christmas. We played the next day.
Yes.
And I think we played... I remember reading the instructions in like 5 minutes and being like, oh, this is Hearthstone. You know, this is a lot like Hearthstone. We're going to pick this up super quickly.
And we played that whole vacation.
We played the whole day. Yeah, like 10 games a day.
Yep. It was the best. The best. That's our first podcast episode, everybody.
On Valentine's Day.
And it was a video.
We decided to shoot video because we didn't know how difficult it was going to be. We were a little bit too big for our britches there. And as you can see, we have a beautiful tripod. Our tripod was 3 different books. I think that's the complete works of William Shakespeare.
Yep.
I know that's, I think that's Baron and Luthien, the Tolkien book, and that's The Mysterious Flame of Queen Luana. So a very literary tripod that we first used.
Yes.
And then our video died like 5 minutes into trying. So we were like, well, I guess we're an audio podcast.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many audio podcasts get like so many more views and stuff. Like it's so much easier to latch on to video.
Yeah.
But from a production standpoint, I think it's a lot easier to do really good quality audio than it is to do really good quality video. And so we just kind of punted on video and said, you know what, let's have a really strong audio podcast.
And I mean, like you said, we get to play more with our voices and play with that doing just audio.
It suits us. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know, we even put like uplights back here in the ink colors.
It was really cool.
It took me I remember taking like a solid half hour just to like program these stupid lights. And
It took a really long time.
Yeah, we've got a little light here, like a little key.
It's really
I think
hard.
we had a fill slightly off
Then we brought,
screen
what
here.
you don't see is we brought lamps from the other room into this room and put them on the table. You remember that? And then we were lighting our face. It was, oh my gosh.
We're just rolling raw tonight. No lighting. We've got the light of the monitors.
Yes.
Aww.
That's is Valentine's Day, the first day that we recorded that episode, and that's what you got me for Valentine's Day, those beautiful roses and Lorcana packs and dice.
Yeah, because
awesome.
What's more romantic
Nothing.
than Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
You got I think you got a fishbone quill and a Maleficent Quest for 2.
Awesome. Just so awesome. So much fun.
Oh, this was our first time opening a box of Lorcana was with Into the Inklings in March.
Yep.
And we did record a video of that, and that's still on our YouTube. And it was just like, let's see if we can do this.
It was fun. I mean, it's fun to open up a box. We talk about wanting to open up packs or open up boxes all the time on the podcast, and it just doesn't really work as an audio-only kind of a thing. So it's something we liked doing. If we're going to do a video, I think we'd do something like that, like an event kind of in a video.
The few times that we've done pack openings since, it's been fake pack openings where we like crinkle some wrappers and then name a bunch of ridiculous cards pulling out of the packs.
We did that once or twice.
We did open our first Enchanted that day.
Belle's House. A card no one's ever used in a game of Lorcana. But it was still thrilling. Very exciting to open it. Really cool.
And you're such a fan of Belle's, so it was a great
nothing
trove.
wrong with
That was our first trove. I remember, not knowing how available Inklings was going to be because up to that point, every release, it had been really hard to get cards. From what I understand, we weren't following it when Floodborn or First Chapter released, but Into the Inklings, we were unsure about how much product we were going to be able to get.
Yes.
And so I remember, going early in the morning, grabbing a box and a trove, and feeling like we were on top of the world.
Yep. It was really fun. That is after the first tournament that I attended, and we attended it together.
I think it wasn't the first tournament you attended. It was maybe like the third or the fourth, but it was the first time that you won a tournament.
Right.
Was
Right.
this Into the Inklings release day sealed event.
It was so much fun. And that's all the booty that I got from it. I got those pins and the puppy sleeves and all those packs and those cool promos. Yeah, really fun. A really, really fun time. And you know, I think everybody remembers the first time that they win a prize from playing a game that they really like. It's just a great, I don't know, it's a great experience. It's great to feel like you know what you're doing with the game. And I was so worried about competing in a Lorcana sphere when it first started because we'd only really played these card games in our own home. And, I mean, we'd competed with strangers on Hearthstone, but it's just so different in person versus on the computer. On the computer, you can just quit a game if you're losing really badly and walk away. Like, that's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
So, it was really fun.
Yeah,
Really
and you'd
great.
have only been playing competitive card games at that point for like 3 months. And so I remember being wicked proud of you. I was like, take pictures. I'm taking pictures of you. Lay out all your stuff. We're commemorating this moment. And I'm glad we did now because now we get to look back and see it in this way. It's really
Glad
cool.
we did too.
I remember this particular day because I got really sick.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. That was when you
Mhm.
got really sick.
Yep,
You had to leave halfway through.
I did. Yeah, I left after the first round.
Awful.
It was that was rough. That was rough. But I came back, I think, just after to pick you up, just after you had won, and I was very, very proud of you. It was awesome.
Yeah, I had to win for the family.
You did. You brought it home. And now those pins are still in our collection.
Sure are. Aw, look at that. It's a picture of our first proxy.
This is how we make proxies to this day.
Yeah, so dear listener, if you're not seeing this, proxy is when you don't have a card for Lorcana. And there are many classy ways that you can make a proxy. If you don't have the card, you just usually write down, like, you know, this is what it is and this is what it does, so that when you're playing casually, you can test out a deck that has those cards in it, right? If I want to play a bunch of Ursulas like this, and at the time, we didn't have 4 Ursulas, you can put a proxy in when you're playing the deck. Anyways, now there's like websites and there's all these things that make proxies look really nice, and they like write out all the abilities and everything.
Yeah,
But-
Jorcana. There's jorcana.com or .inc or something. If you search for Jorcana, it's a site that allows you to print imageless versions of all the cards that you can slot in front of a puzzle card or whatever.
Much less janky than this, but this is what we wanted to do, and that was our style. And
I don't think it's janky. I think it's gorgeous.
I think it's perfect. I don't think there's any reason to ever change.
No notes.
No notes.
I mean, think of the alacrity with which you can use one of these cards. I mean, you just grab a Sharpie, grab a thing, scribble some things, boom,
Right.
done. You don't have to find Jorcana, download a file, print
Right.
it out, cut it out,
Right.
boom, Sharpie, done.
Exactly.
Is there any doubt about what that is?
No, there's no doubt.
We know what that is.
That's 2-3 Ursula, 2X song.
Yeah,
Duh.
clearly 2-3 Ursula 2X song. Everybody knows.
2/3 Ursula.
We have a question. Can you play a proxy in competition? You
Ooh.
usually cannot play a proxy in competition. That said, if you ever want to borrow cards, I think it's a pretty standard thing in most local play groups where if you are missing a particular card, you can ask to borrow it. And that's a common practice.
It's also of note that, like, if you are trying out a deck with proxies in it, not in the comfort of your own home, it's classy to say to your opponent, I'm going to be playing this Ursula proxy. And you might even pull up a copy of what that card does, like on your phone, a picture of it, so that they can see, so that they know the abilities, so that you can't get away with being like, yeah, Ursula 2/3 song means I get 23 points. Like, it's the classy thing to do, to tell them that you're playing a
Well,
proxy.
I played Ursula 2X song. Guess that's game.
We all know what that is.
This was a momentous occasion because it was by far the most we'd ever spent on a single card. We did order Ursulas. I remember this. We paid like $30 for like 2 Ursulas.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was like, this is going to be really fun. We really like this card. We've been proxying it for quite a while. And we went and bought those copies, and we still have them.
It's a really good card. It's still a really good card.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorites.
Yeah, she rocks.
And you played this deck for quite a while, this
I sure
Emerald
did. Yep.
Amethyst.
Yep.
Hello, hello.
Oh, are we back?
We're back. Just have to keep an eye on it. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why that happens. So we just kind of have to unplug and replug in our audio interface. But anyway.
We're back.
We're back.
Everybody's favorite character, Sir Moimar Royce.
Yeah, favorite
Yes.
Disney character of the Rainbow Guard. Sir Renly's Rainbow Guard with that beautiful cloak. And then we've got Drogon, I believe, back there.
Yes. Again, everyone's favorite Disney character.
Yeah, I remember that
Drogon the
scene
dragon.
where Drogon and Prince Philip battle.
Yep.
Oh, what were we playing
Yeah.
in this last?
Playing airfoil. You're playing airfoil.
I thought
You're
so.
going crazy with it.
Yeah.
I think I'm playing a broom deck, a sorcerer broom deck.
Yep.
If I can guess from Jafar being in the discard and the broom on
Right,
on
Inkland's
board.
added a few of those broom cards. So,
Mhm.
and airfoil is a card that I still love to this day.
We're back. Confirmed. We're back. We're functioning again.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but
I don't know either.
we'll have to figure it out later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is still in our Lorcana journey. We're still at the stage where we're using Game of Thrones playmats. You can see one of the drowned men, an Ironborn, down here.
So
from
fitting.
The Salt Isles.
Yeah.
And then we have, I believe this is Aegon the Conqueror in front of Harrenhal or something like that over here.
And we're keeping all of our cards in a Stonewall kitchen box that had jam in it that we got for Christmas.
Yeah, who needs a trove when you've got a Stonewall kitchen box?
It was a really good. I mean, honestly, it's like the same size as a trove, so it really did work pretty well for being a jam box.
It was
and
great,
all.
yeah, considering it was a jam box. It worked perfectly. But this is our happy moment that we're getting the thumbs up where we are able to migrate from a Stonewall kitchen box into an official trove with all of our color-coded decks and things. Getting a question, can you play different card sets in your deck?
Oh, very good question. So there are 6 different sets of Lorcana right now as it functions. 7 soon-ish. But you can mix and match sets as much as you want. The only rule for mixing and matching is that you can't have more than 2 cards. You can't have more than 2 cards. You can't have more than 2 colors.
That's an example of something that we would edit out.
Oh!
But now you're hearing us screw up a whole bunch.
It's live.
We're doing it
Oops.
live.
Ooh.
And now we're making progress. What a journey it's been.
What a journey it has been. We're making s'more milkshakes here, everybody.
We made s'more milkshakes for one of our early episodes. We included the recipe and talked through how to make them. They were very good. They're almost like frozen chocolate milk.
Yeah, and we got it from a Disney cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
It was from, I think, a resort had them.
It's a book of like how to make Disney park drinks.
Right. Oh, no, I think it was an Epcot recipe for the holidays or
Mhm.
something like that. But, yeah, essentially it's blended up frozen ice cubes of chocolate milk. Like chocolate milk ice cubes that you put in a blender.
Yep.
And then you put marshmallow syrup in it and chocolate syrup, and it's like the best thing
You
ever.
can go back and listen to the episodes, like episode 5 or something.
Yeah, check
if
it out.
If those look tasty, and they do look pretty tasty.
Yeah.
But more importantly, in terms of the Lorcana journey, look what's behind them. Look at the framing here. We've got our
Ooh,
first mats.
thank goodness.
I remember the Beast mat was given to you at a store. They were just like, somebody left this here like 4 months ago, and we don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any, and we were asking for them. So they gave you that, which is great.
Because you couldn't find mats anywhere.
Mhm. And then the Moana mat, there just happened to be one. Like Diversion's got one mat. And so we instantly bought it. I was like, is that real? Is that really for sale? Is that up there right now? Am I seeing that? Is that for sale? And Laura was like, yeah, it's right. Yeah, do you want it? And I said, yes, I want it.
You were in there alone. I wasn't there. I remember
Yeah,
you texting me
Jimmy
about that.
was there too, and there was also one Stitch,
Yeah.
and he bought the Stitch.
Yeah.
So
Crazy. These are some beautiful cards. I don't remember why we took this picture.
oh, I won a sealed with this, and it was a really ridiculous sealed
right.
deck. Yeah, I remember having dropping Rafiki on turn 1, Stitch on 2. Eventually, he would go into the discard pile for Perdita. It was just really crazy. It was a really crazy sealed deck,
Really fun.
and it was evidently a mixture of sets 2 and 3. So
And yeah. Okay, there we are. There we are with a whole box of first chapter that we lucked into.
there was that weird period of time where all of a sudden there were restocks of the first chapter. And I remember texting and be like, should we get a box of first chapter? They have them at Divergence. Laura said we
Yeah.
can get one.
Yep.
And you're like, all caps, yes, now do it.
Yes. Cuz it's nearly impossible right now, But it's like it was insane then too to have a whole pack, a whole box.
Yeah. they're currently going for, I believe, $340 for a box,
Yeah.
and which is well more than double. I mean, you're going to start approaching triple MSRP
Mm-hmm.
for a box of first chapter. So very hard to find. That was really fun.
Yeah. This is the first set champ that I ever went to. I went to it alone. I was in the Portland Diversions, which I hadn't been to before either. You were busy that day. You were working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a show. I was in, I believe it was the Scottish play.
Yes.
I was playing a witch.
That was what it was.
And
wow.
so I missed the
Seems like it was
entire
forever ago.
first set champ cycle.
Yeah, and so I went all alone, and I won my first round, and I felt like a god.
You texted me. I remember checking my phone like shortly before curtain or something, and you said like, "1 round 1, all caps. I am a god. I am unstoppable. Beast mode."
It was so great, and I love being competitive, and I love doing competitive things, and loosely competitive. But it was such a high to play that, and then to win my first round. I was like, I can't be beat.
I was so proud of you just for going.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard, like you were saying before. It's one thing to go like 5 minutes down the road and play with some people that you kind of know. This was a little bit different. There were a lot more stakes at the time. Those stitches were going for like $600 or $700. So you had longtime card players rolling in and trying really hard to just like game it and win for the sake of the prize.
Yeah.
So you drove an hour to a store you'd never been to before by yourself, rolled in there and competed in a big tournament like that. And you won more games than you lost. Like, you did really well. You acquitted yourself really well. I was super proud of you.
It was a thrill. It was quite a thrill. We've got a question here in the chat. The question is, if you had to be in one Disney World restaurant at midnight tonight, which one would be the Lorcana reservation and why? If we could put this in a restaurant tonight at midnight in Disney World, which do you pick? I have an idea, but you go first.
I feel like New Year's Eve at midnight is very romantic. It's very exciting. I think I would want to celebrate like the romance of the moment. I mean, if I get to pick one, like just one to make it as special as possible, I feel like it would be like the castle, like Cinderella's royal table maybe.
That's what I was going to pick.
Well, that's just like the most quintessential, beautiful, once in a lifetime kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, it also feels perfect for the midnight aspect of it, which maybe is why both of our brains went there.
You could look out the window and see a bunch of, presumably there are fireworks at midnight, right?
Yes.
Tonight at Disney World.
You can actually watch a live stream usually on Disney Parks YouTube page.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also why we weren't going to post at midnight because we don't want to compete with that.
We expect that everybody's going to go and watch that. So.
I actually do. It's really good.
Other things that cross my mind would be like Victoria and Albert's.
Ooh.
Because like you can just pick any restaurant. Okay, cool. That's supposedly their best one, right? Like that's their Michelin star restaurant.
Also, Victoria and Albert's, I've never been inside, but it does feel like it would be the same vibe as the Lorcana Cafe. Like I could see Francois and Helga working at Victoria and Albert's.
Chefs de France would, for the same reason, would be really cool. Looking out the window over the water at Epcot, and there's like fireworks and stuff going, could be really neat.
Yes.
All right,
I
what
love
else
that.
we got here?
All right, we've got the first set champs. This is
This is just a Tuesday night, you know?
this is a crazy Saturday night. What are you talking
This
about?
is just what we do in our free time. When we're not playing Lorcana or making podcasts, we're just trying to mimic what we see on the
Dear
television
listener,
screen.
This is we're watching The Three Musketeers, and we've paused it at a very funny Donald Duck face, and Brett is doing a beautiful impression of exactly that Donald Duck face. And here I am doing the same face. I do think you do it better than I do, but we both do a good job. Different, but good.
I don't know how, but I somehow looks like I managed to make my eyes slope down.
Yeah, just like his.
Like his, yeah. And my right eye and left eye ratios seem to be really spot on. I'm impressed with my work here, everybody.
You should be.
If you're listening to this on audio, you're just going to have to trust that this is one of the most remarkable visual impressions that you'll ever see.
Honestly, yeah.
This is pretty good, too.
It's okay. It's all right. It's not my best. Yep. It's Chad agrees.
Yep,
You
thanks.
take it. You take the cake.
Got the duck
You
energy.
take the cake.
Mm-hmm.
These are some pins that we won. Our first Pooh pin and our first Rapunzel pin.
Amazing. The poo pin is beautiful. Becomes something of your avatar. I mean, you have the sleeves now.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Yeah, I got to find you the mat eventually.
I love
you
poo.
use the lore tracker.
They had the Pooh Honey Wizard mat for sale when we went to Seattle, but it was for sale for $100. I was like, ooh, that's really expensive. On the right here, folks, you will see the origins of blue steel, which would forever have a place in Brett's heart as his favorite color combination.
Now, I built this for you for the Princess and the Pauper tournament, which was a really cool event. I ended up playing Rapunzel in that event, which is my favorite card, Rapunzel. But you played this Belle deck, so you could have one prince or princess in your deck. You could have up to 4 copies of it. Every other card had to be a common or an uncommon. And so I ended up building you this Sapphire Steel list and thinking, like, this is pretty cool. I like ramping up and doing things.
Yeah.
And, well, now it's my favorite deck and I can't get away from it. And I love Sapphire Steel.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you find a thing that you jam with. It's like Baker's always jammed with, Ruby Amethyst. Like, sometimes you just find your power and you just go for it. That is us with our favorite snack cards.
This was taken because we did an interview with Lorcana Chats.
This is Lorcana Chats. That's what it was.
And Chris needed a picture of us for the thumbnail for the episode. And so we grabbed some snack cards and snapped this selfie so that we could be on Lorcana Chats. That was like the 2nd or 3rd episode of Lorcana Chats, and now he's up to like 35, I think.
Dang.
So that's pretty cool.
We got in there at the beginning. Check out Lorcana Chats if you have not yet. It's really fun content. He's a really cool guy. Ooh.
Ursula's return hit in when? June?
May?
Something like that,
I
right?
think it's May. I don't know. Somewhere there in
May.
late spring.
Mm-hmm.
For Ursula's return, we also got the Illumineers quest.
Yeah, what a momentous occasion in the history of the game there. Super fun. Love the Lumineers quest. Cooperative gameplay.
I mean, similar to the Gateway, right? It has that board game aspect to it that you don't necessarily need to be a card player to understand how to play the game. You can kind of follow the directions and get a feel of it. It's definitely less intuitive than the Gateway is. It's certainly smarter to start with the Gateway and then go to Illumineers quest, but it was a good sign of things to come when they released Illumineers quest. Plus, it had a mystery card. Every game should have that.
Yeah.
When you defeat Ursula, you get a mystery card, and like some people still don't know what that is, which is so cool.
Which is why we won't say anything about it now.
Yes. Hey, Johnny. Look at everybody following now.
Yeah, this is great.
It's awesome.
Look at this. This is release day of Ursula's? No, this is Shimmering Skies, I think. Yes, Shimmering Skies. With some pals. We have Justin and Seth and Pete, and in the background
Got the
there,
soccer moms.
you can see the soccer moms. Here's Tanya and here's Jess.
Yeah. Really fun. One of those outside the store waiting for it to open on release day moments.
And I think I went over and just said, hey, I'm Brett. You should come and play Lorcana with us. I think Laura was, kind of mentioning what we do for a league and, what an event is like. And they were, I think, a little bit hesitant to jump in, and it's a really hard thing to do. We've talked about it a lot, and about how Lorcana has opened the door for people who haven't played these kinds of games before. And now, Tanya and Jess are pals, are true pals, and
yeah, they can hang. They can hang in the big way with a card game,
and they're good at the game.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they can hang with the card game. Like, it's not like you never have to feel like they're behind or that. Are we back?
Yeah, it has to be unplugged and plugged back in, but
yeah,
we're back.
We're here.
But this was a really fun day. This is, waiting for the store to open and just having great times. I was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ninth in line there, and I remember I remember being like, are there going to be enough quests? Are there going to be enough? Are we going to get the quest? And we did.
Supply was very limited, even half a year ago for Lorcana stuff. So
Yeah, and so I mean, we thought the supply problems were kind of over, but the quest in particular was in super high demand, and there were some stores in New Hampshire that were charging $150 for the quest. So glad to see a few months later, you could get it on the shelf anywhere for a little bit under MSRP.
Yep.
Oh, this was winning the release day event for Ursula's return.
Yes, and you won an Ursula
She's
Funko
right
Pop. There?
There. in front of Michelangelo.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Everything's
She's tiny.
mirrored. She's back there in front of Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right right there.
It's really hard.
So Ursula's a part of the bookshelf, and got some great loot there, the Alice deck box and everything, and had a great time.
A really fun time. That is just an image of a normal day playing at lovely Diversions. We got stickers from the soccer moms, the aforementioned Jess and Tanya, cool soccer moms.
Yeah, this was the first day of League, and so the soccer mom showed up with these custom stickers that said "Cool Soccer Mom" because we had mentioned it. I didn't know Jess and Tanya's name at the time, and so I was relaying this story shortly after release of Ursula's return, saying like, "Oh, it was so much fun, so many vibes, and we met these I don't know how to describe them. They're like cool soccer moms that are kind of learning." And so they came in with these stickers that said "Cool Soccer Mom." I was like, "Oh, we have to have that. That is so great."
Yeah.
And thanks for embracing that, Jess and Tanya, because I don't know, it's kind of kind of like applied a label without knowing them at all. And in fact, their kids don't play soccer; they play flag football.
Right. But it was that energy. It was that energy that was what we were going for.
Keyword cool.
Keyword was really cool. Oh, we got so many pals in the chat right now. This is so awesome.
Hi, Lorcana Bell.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Katie, you bake for League Night all the time, like all the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I wasn't too good at it this fall because school got really busy, but most of the time I'm pretty good at it.
I don't think you should, let's not downplay this. You are amazing at making things on the fly for whenever we go to League. You'd be like, oh, I don't have that much time. I'll just make one thing this week. And whereas, a couple weeks ago, you showed up with 3 different cookies that you had made. It's crazy. And you're always something different, too.
Yeah.
So what have we got here?
These were little s'more cups. So I put brownies in the bottom of a cupcake, and then I put I crumbled up the ingredients of a s'more on top of it. So it's just like brownies, and then I put little mini marshmallows and crushed up Hershey bars and crushed up graham crackers on top of it. It needed more brownie mix, but it was good. I thought it was really good.
They were delicious.
Yeah, it was really fun. We don't have the recipe for this on any episode.
Yeah, we didn't talk
this
about
just
these.
happened.
I'm ashamed to say that you make so many delicious things for League that we don't always talk about it.
Yeah, I know. Well, and also some of them were just like this, where this was very tasty, but I definitely just kind of threw it together. I came home from school and I was like, we have brownie mix and all the stuff to make s'mores, blah, and I just put it in a thing. So, it's tricky to nail it down, but fun.
Tanya says they were really good.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanya. What's Lorcana without snacks?
That's been our MO from the very beginning.
That's why we're number 1.
It's not just about the Lorcana, it's about those snacks.
It's about the snacks. Here's another beautiful day of playing in Diversions. This is a tournament, as you can see by the timer on the wall. And this is the store, everybody. This is the inside. If you've never seen the inside of Diversions in Somersworth, if you maybe are not from around here or you have not been so blessed, it's the best. It's our favorite place.
I was playing Sapphire Steel here. This was my first tournament with Sapphire Steel. I think I'm about to beat Jimmy 2-1. He's on Steel Song. Cornborn Jimmy. Again. What the heck? Now, the worst part of this wonderful dessert that you're seeing, we're looking at a cake here that has the ink color symbols and stuff. Now, the cake is amazing. This is a carrot cake, right?
Yeah.
With cream cheese. And the worst part is this decoration because I did it.
No, it is. It's a good decoration. It's really pretty. It looks like all the lore symbols, all the lore colors swirling together. it was, again, a concept we had on the fly, and it's tough to, make it all be a thing.
Yeah. My expectations didn't live up to the reality, but it tasted amazing. You've got, what do you put in there? Like pineapple or something in the carrot cake? What do you do?
Yeah, there's pineapple in it.
Ooh,
It's not my
good.
recipe. It's my great grandma's recipe.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so much fun. Yeah. Johnny made a really good point in the comments here.
Says, it's crazy to think I bought my first starter decks in January 2024, first diversions event in March. I remember that. I remember because Johnny was wearing a Celtic shirt of some kind, or Celtic sweatshirt, and I was like, that dude's going to be my friend.
I remember that too, because I remember after Johnny left, we were with Rob and Laura, and we were all like, Johnny's so cool. I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back to the store. I hope he thinks we were cool.
I remember we played in the finals of that event. And I think I just landed a Don Carnage.
Yeah.
And that was it, because Don Carnage is busted.
But heard, big shout out to the whole Diversions crew.
Yeah. We are so lucky. We're to be joined by a bunch of them tonight, which is really cool, and to cap off a great year.
Yeah.
Oh, oh boy.
That is the first time that I won a set champ. I won an Ursula. I got second place in
33 player set champ at Weekend Anime.
So. Yeah, I think it was 30 or something like that.
It's
but
low
at
30s.
Weekend Anime, yeah. Which is a store we don't get up to often because it's all the way in Portland, which is about an hour from us. But it's a great store if you're local to that area. I have a really positive memory from my only set champ I've played there.
But look at the arc. I mean, look at the journey. What a story that we're telling here, right? We've got, starting out on Christmas with not understanding that the foil Rapunzel we opened is good, to keeping our cards in a Stonewall kitchen box, right? To you winning your first, going to your first event, to winning your first event, and now this is 8 months-ish later.
Yeah.
And you're winning this mat and this card at a fairly sizable tournament. I mean, that's really cool.
Pretty awesome. Pretty fun. Lorcana's a good time.
What were you playing in that event?
What was I playing in that event?
What?
I was playing...
I know.
I was playing Ruby Amethyst, right?
Nope.
What did I play to get my Ursula?
I'm going to let you suffer for a
No.
few more seconds.
No, don't let me suffer. I'm going to look like a fool. We can't edit it out.
Let me see if I can remind you. I know that in the top 8 you played against a Ruby Amethyst.
Oh, what was I playing?
In the top 4 you played against a discard.
No, I have it. I know. I have it. I was playing the Rush, the
Chat
aggro.
remembers for you.
I was playing the aggro Amber Ruby. Oh no.
Well, chat bailed you out. Chat bailed you out. You're playing Mufasa.
Oh, I know. I know.
Oh no.
Why? Am I going to get kicked off the podcast now?
No, it's New Year's Eve. Nobody gets kicked off on New Year's Eve, but tomorrow you're gone.
I should be kicked off. I can never remember things. I don't know. That's why after a set champ, I like to write it down.
Yeah.
I just have fun playing the thing. As soon as I'm done with it, I release it. That's why we're always saying I'm very cool in competition, because I don't hold on to it for that long. I play the thing and I'm like, yeah, awesome. I'm out. I don't know. I can't tell you what's in any deck right now. If you asked me how to build a Ruby Amethyst from the top of my head, I'd be like, I don't know. I guess there's Ruby and Amethyst in it.
And you've played several hundred games.
Yeah, it just doesn't stay. And that's okay, people. That's okay.
Everybody has different card game superpowers.
Yes, mine is not
match recollection. Yours is definitely nerves. You do not get flustered ever. It's really awesome.
I don't.
But yeah, I remember you were playing Mufasa. You had a tight series against Ruby Amethyst, took that down, and you beat Discard, which was your worst matchup in top 4.
It was
great.
Great.
Awesome.
I felt really lucky. I felt really cool. It was a great day. It was really fun. Hey, we got Cornborn Jimmy in the comments.
Shout out to Cornborn Jimmy.
Yes.
Hey, friend.
Hey, there we are in Texas.
In Texas, we went to a store that's kind of famous on YouTube and whatever. They host a lot of big tournaments. It's the Game Castle in Austin. This was the first day of our big Southwestern road trip. Yeah.
Yeah, if you may remember, dear listener, we drove from Texas all the way out to California this summer, starting at we started in Austin, but we really started in Texas because of the DLC in Dallas-Fort Worth. So it was really cool to get to see places like this that we had seen on TV in real life and get to play some games there.
And we met up with our friend Daniel from Lorcana Fanatics.
Yeah, that was really fun. It was, again, great to meet people that we had only spoken with on the internet and fellow content creators and fellow people who have, similar mindsets about playing this really fun Disney game.
Had the all-important sticker swap. We got their Lorcana Fanatics sticker, gave them a Smorcana sticker.
Yep. This is us playing in our hotel room. That's the first night that we got there. We laid out all of our cards, we laid out our decks, and we played some Lorcana. It was awesome.
We were practicing for the DLC in Fort Worth. I, of course, am on this Sapphire Steel with the Beast, which was kind of atypical at the time. Most importantly, though, snacks are never far from our mind.
No.
We have a Whataburger. Whataburger?
Whataburger, yeah.
Whataburger cup.
We went to Whataburger for the first time in our lives on this trip, and we got to our hotel and we were starving, and we Googled where to find food, and there was a Whataburger like right around the corner from us. And those burgers, they say things in Texas are bigger, and it was like massive.
It was good.
And pretty cheap.
Yeah. I'd seen there's a movie that we saw with like BJ Novak where they're like Whataburger featured prominently. I think it was called Vengeance.
Yeah.
It's like from 2 years ago. But
Yeah.
anyway, I remember like never hearing about Whataburger, but then seeing it in that movie and thinking it wasn't real. And then like we saw it driving and was like, whoa, we have to try that.
It was awesome. So much fun.
And look at you being gracious because you were not playing Ruby Amethyst in the event, but you were giving me reps against Ruby Amethyst.
Yes.
And just absolutely smoking me. You have, I believe, you have 6 characters, and I've got the one there. So yeah, seems like things are going well.
This is us at the DLC. This is the day that we arrived at the DLC. This is before the main competition. We're standing in front of a beautiful poster of Cinderella, and there were so many of these all around. And this, I think, was the first one that we saw. We were like, whoa, look at that thing. This is us by a welcome sign.
Welcome. Look at.
Ooh.
Now, I think this is pretty good work. I think the hand position is pretty strong relative to the Mickey. You have this picture of Mickey here.
Yeah.
You're trying to replicate it.
Yes.
Not bad. It's not bad.
The head tilt could have been better.
The head tilt could have been better. I think the posture, if you notice he's leaning into the doorway.
Yeah. His rear's sticking out a little bit more.
So, I think your duck work was better than your mouse work, but
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah. This is us. This is us in Texas. This is us at the in the huge convention hall in Dallas, which we've spoken on the podcast many times about how flawed we think that this venue was. It was really fun to play in the DLC, and we're really lucky that we were able to afford to go to Texas for a couple days and play in it. But it just wasn't. They're still definitely figuring it out. And this,
You'll
poor
notice
guy.
that I'm feeling, quite content here. Just, feeling my oats, having a great time. Somebody else is feeling differently. We're not sure. Somebody is in distress here.
Yeah, we don't know this person.
We don't know who this is.
And we didn't notice him until we sent this to our diversions chat. And they asked if we had checked on this guy to see if he was okay.
If anybody listening recognizes this person, please let us know if he's okay.
Yeah, we don't know. We didn't see him again. There we are again at the DLC. This is us helping out with a card reveal.
For Live Laugh Lorcana. Our friends at Live
Yeah.
Laugh Lorcana asked us to send a picture to them posing with a card, an item card, as if we were really relieved to have it recovered it after having lost it. And that was the prompt. We didn't know what it was for.
Yeah,
And I think it was for Basil's magnifying glass.
I think so, yeah. A poor card that didn't see much play. But it was really great to be a part of that reveal. We've never had our own reveal, so it was cool to get to be a piece of one. Yes,
Someday.
that's coming. It's coming in 2025. We know it. We can feel it.
Goals.
Are we back?
All right.
Sorry.
We'll make sure that people notice the googly eyes there.
Yes,
There's
thank
googly
you for letting
eyes.
us know.
Yep.
That's Googly Glimmers with his googly eyes. This is our crew from Texas. Whoop woo! We're making this into a longer trip across the country, so we didn't plan to travel with any friends or make a big traveling group out of it. It just didn't work out for a lot of the people that we play with. But we did have a couple people that we know. we were lucky enough to meet up with Justin and Archer for the time we were there.
They both had great runs at this event. They were one game away from making top 64, both of them. So they played great, and it was just really fun hanging out with them and getting to know them better over the course of that weekend. Again, solidifying relationships, building relationships, having meeting new friends. It was really, really, really great, and those were my favorite parts of being at that DLC, were those meetups in between the rounds, or especially after the days, just grabbing food and hanging out.
Yeah, we had a really great time. There we are.
Did parlay our time at DLC Fort Worth into a Cinderella mat.
Yes, we did.
I'm glad that we have this picture because we did sell that mat for a not insignificant amount of money.
Yeah, and it got us to the next DLC.
Exactly. That mat covered our entire plane fare to Seattle and back.
Yeah.
So, pretty
Worth.
good. Yeah.
Totally worth. Yay, that we are back at the store, a different angle.
Just another day at Diversions with the fam.
Having a good time.
All right.
Yes. This is after our Cornborn episode, where we discussed popcorn buckets and everything. Jess and Tanya, two Disney park enthusiasts and experts, brought in all the popcorn buckets that they have from their many trips to Disney World and the Disney cruises. They had Disney cruise popcorn buckets too, and they filled them all up with popcorn so we could all eat popcorn at League that night. It was so fun. It was so sweet.
This is in reference to the Cornborn episode with Cornborn Jimmy. One of my favorite memories of recording throughout the entire year was doing that episode.
Yes.
And I think, again, we've said this many times, but we always say that we're going to be 9 people's favorite thing rather than 100 people's 9th favorite thing. And so that episode was like a swing for the fences in terms of I don't know if anybody's going to like this, but we think it's really funny, and somebody else might think it's really funny too. And Jimmy's performance as Farmer Jimmy in that episode, I mean, it might be his best acting performance, but it might be the best acting he's ever done.
Jimmy wrote Cornborn is coming.
The fervor with which he talked about having corn-based Lorcana cards was incredible. It was shocking. And oftentimes when we're talking we're interviewing somebody, we try not to laugh.
Yes.
And we try not to crosstalk so that, the sound is crisper. And so usually, if we're thinking something's funny, we're laughing and nodding and not trying to laugh over and drown out the audio. And it was real hard recording that.
Yes.
It was really difficult. I repeatedly had to, bury my head in my shoulder.
Yeah. Really a really fun time.
If you missed that episode, give it a shot.
There he is.
Speak of the devil.
There he is. There's Jimmy in his cornfield. Just a classic spot that you could find him working on his cards any time of year. There you are with your first Donald Duck Pie Slinger card.
This is what they enchanted.
Yes,
Donald Duck
which
Pie
we
Slinger.
have right back there.
Let's try this again. It's right there. There it is. Oh, I'm nailing it.
So nailing it.
We had opened a Scar Enchanted on release day for Shimmering Skies, and obviously coveted the Donald Duck, and Seth was gracious enough to trade the one that he opened. We did a 1-for-1 swap, and that Donald Duck occupies a place of honor now here in the home office.
Incredible.
Johnny says that Cornborn Jimmy had me questioning if I actually knew who the real Jimmy was.
I don't think any of us do. I don't think any of us know who the real Jimmy is now. Oh, there you are. This is your first set champ win.
Yeah. I had a wild ride with set champs this year. It's fun to kind of look back and think about it. I missed the entire first cycle. I had a show that perfectly overlapped both weekends. And then the second cycle, I felt like I was just missing. I bubbled out of the top cut 4 times. I think I at one point I did the math, and it was I had won over 60% of my games, 65% of my games or something, and I still hadn't made a top cut. So it was it was so difficult. And then at the start of the next cycle, the third set champ cycle of the year, the same thing happened again, twice on the first weekend, and I was just just so frustrated.
Yeah.
And then finally, right before we left for Seattle, I won 2 set champs in a row.
Yeah,
and
you
so
made up for lost time.
It felt good to kind of get on the right side of it there.
Really great.
Obviously,
Well
the
deserved.
joy
Well earned.
knocked me over.
Killed you. Yep. There we are with our haul that we got from your winnings. A little bit of mine I placed as well, but we got some gift cards for Jetpack. And we got a Hanukkah Stitch, who is actually, he's in the other room.
Yeah, he's in front of our menorah right now. He's been... Hanukkah means family. It means light and delight every night for 8 nights.
There it is, folks. You only get that kind of stuff live.
Yeah. Hey, that was a pretty good Hanukkah Stitch impression. Chat, can I hear it if that was a good Hanukkah Stitch impression?
It was pretty good. Yeah, that's us.
Hanukkah means family.
That's us with Stitch right there. That's when we got him.
Azul's pretty good, too.
This is us playing with some Kana cards. This is a pack rush that we did with some of those packs that we got. Yes, there you are.
The second
Yep.
set champ when we won a box. That was fun.
You won a box. We didn't win a box. You did. Did a good job.
Now we're all the way into October. What a year it's been. This is crazy.
I know. It's crazy. It's been a really good year.
This is the crew.
I'm wearing the same outfit.
Look.
Look.
This could be right now.
This is our massive this is our massive crew that we were lucky enough to go to Seattle with. We've got all kinds of pals in this picture, and even more pals that we went and met up with once we got to Seattle. These were just pals that we were on the plane with.
Yeah, just on the plane.
On the same plane with.
Yeah, we've got Laura and Rob and Jimmy and Johnny, Justin, Archer.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is.
I don't know
Some
either, but
weirdo
she looks
photo
really
bombed.
cool. She looks like she's fun to talk to.
Yeah.
This is us walking in.
Wearing the same thing.
Wearing the same, or the exact. I'm wearing the same pants right now too. It's a good outfit.
She does have another outfit. She does have the one other one. Don't worry.
I have my yellow spirit jersey too. Don't worry.
Yeah. She has 2 shirts.
I
It's
have
okay.
2. Yep. This is us walking into the venue at Seattle, which already was much better than Texas.
Couple of Celtics bros shortly after their championship win.
Yep.
We met the Pizza Planet delivery man. He gave us a hypnotize. Shout out.
You see so many great Disney bounding, I guess.
Yeah.
You could say cosplay. Some people, I guess, are cosplaying. It's more so Disney bounding. Like this guy had an awesome Pizza Planet pizza box that he had made, and Pizza Planet shirt and hat, and it's just filled with fun Disney fans at these kinds of things.
He
It
was
a blast.
going around just opening up his pizza box, and you could pick a card from it.
Yeah, giving away commons.
It's pretty cool.
It was really cool.
Another beautiful banner, a different banner than we had seen before. I think by the time Seattle rolled around, they really had their groove going. You know, they knew how to put an event together. So there were more banners, there was more lighting, there was more space, more food. Everything was just so much smoother.
Yeah.
This beautiful building there. Nice big entrance hall.
This is when I was doing a pack rush on the first day that we were there. I have in my hand a thing that says Ruby Pack Rush. Now, when we were in Texas for the DLC, it was not as organized with Pack Rush because Pack Rush was still a really new thing. They hadn't even introduced it as part of the game yet. By the time we got to Seattle, they had officially announced that Pack Rush is a real thing that can happen. So they were trying out this new system with all these tickets, and it was complicated. I mean, by Sunday, they weren't doing this anymore. You were just getting in line to do a pack rush. But it was really cool. And that's the big screen that they have in the venue behind me that shows you the people at the top tables.
It was so cool because I think after Texas, I was like, you could watch the coverage, but it was on a 30-inch TV.
Yeah.
It had 100 chairs in front of a 30-inch TV.
In a separate room.
Yeah.
Also.
And it was really, really hard to see anything that was going on. But fast forward to Seattle, again, these improvements over the course of the year. You have this gigantic screen that you can see all of the action on. So cool. I mean, this is what we're watching over the course of this slideshow that you put together. It's just improvement, things changing for the better time and time again.
Yeah.
Shout out to Clara Sears, really cool Amber Emerald deck.
And Brent something.
Yeah, Brent, I can't remember. It's Muskrai or something like that. This is the There's a cool clip of this that you can watch. This match is really cool. I won't even spoil it, but if you're looking for a cool Lorcana match, this is one. It's the top 64 from DLC Seattle. Who's that?
Yeah, so this is at the Seattle DLC, you get to play pack rushes with some of the creators of Lorcana. So I got matched up with just a random creator, and I got to play against her, and she was the only female creator there. I believe her name was Lauren. I might be wrong. She was really cool. I wanted to get a video with her and interview her a little bit for the pod, but we can't, which is fine. It makes sense. But she was so nice. We did a pack rush against each other. We got to play with first chapter packs, and she gave me all the cards, like even her own cards from it, totally for free. Normally you have to pay $15 for a pack rush at a DLC, so it was really cool. And to get to meet her and to have her take a photo was really nice.
Steve Warner chilling in the background too.
Yep.
Sky.
Yeah.
So we had Skylar on our podcast for the Blue Steel Sky episode. He is an expert in all things Sapphire Steel, and so it was really cool to, having already interviewed him, then go and meet him in person at Seattle. Grab a quick selfie.
A lot of fun. Yeah. And this is a picture of Rob. Rob's dressed up as Rance's
that's
Flugger
Rob.
Butter.
I thought that was Rance's Flugger Butter.
It's hard to tell. But you may remember, folks, Rance's Flugger Butter from Wreck-It Ralph. Well, that's who Rob is. And Rob was a fan favorite at the DLC. It was hilarious. I love it so much. This is us. This is us in our Donald Duck and Daisy Duck Disney bounding that we did for the main event day at the DLC.
One of the floor judges was walking by and we're like, hey, would you mind snapping a picture of us? And he gave us this lovely photo.
Yeah, a little photo bomb. It was really fun. This is our crew. This is us rolling out with our whole crew here that we had with us at the DLC.
Granite State represent.
Whoop woo! A lot of fun. A lot of these people we were sharing an Airbnb with. It was just a blast to get to go with so many friends and get to experience it all together. Even, you never know what's going to happen at a DLC. You could really luck out, or you could really have some terrible luck. And it's great to have friends there to make it fun, so that it doesn't just feel like you had a bad day.
Yeah.
Because you can still play games, you can still have fun, you can still talk about what's happening and go out to dinner and look at the city, and it just makes it more of an event.
By far my favorite DLC experience. Like, it was a completely different time having all the pals there. So much fun.
Yeah.
And shout out, we haven't shouted out Jeff and Quinn and JJ yet, so shout out to them.
Yeah, really fun.
Oh,
what up, my Lorcana
What is up,
goons?
my Lorcana goons?
So at the beginning of the DLC in Seattle, I was doing pretty well in the first 2 rounds, and I got paired up with Kevin from Lorcana Goons, and I saw it on my pairing, and I turned to Brett and I was like, Kevin, like goons. It says goons, and it says Kevin. And we were like, oh my God, we watch him with our breakfast all the time. So it was really cool to get to play a match against him. He was a really nice guy. We split. It was great. Yeah.
And he had lost his
We're back. Thank you.
Yeah, so Ryan Miller, we blubbered in front of him. We said,
Yeah. This is the guy who created Lorcana. And you were in line to meet an artist, and I was in line to meet him. And I remember Rob being like, you can both meet him. You can both get in line. And I turned to you and I was like, come over here.
and I was like,
come
really?
over here.
Can I do it? I was very scared. I was going to meet Kendall Hale, so I didn't get to meet Kendall Hale.
Yeah.
We only had so much time in between rounds of sealed.
Yep.
But snuck right over, got to meet him. He was super kind.
Oh, he was so nice.
He did listen quite attentively while we did tell him about the fact that we have a podcast, a snack-based Lorcana podcast.
Yeah, he was really sweet. He was a cool guy.
And whether or not afterwards he said what a bunch of weirdos those two were.
He seemed like a really nice guy, and maybe he didn't listen to the podcast, but I bet he didn't think we were like mean or weird or terrible.
No.
I'm sure he's flattered by people that love his game so much that they want to make a podcast. I mean, listen to it or not, it's cool.
He's wearing a sweet shirt too.
He is wearing a sweet Mickey Mouse shirt. Yay, Rebecca! This is us with Rebecca. She is a great content creator. We love chatting with Rebecca at Rebecca Quests. she was there doing all kinds of content. She included us in some of her content. It was great just to chat with her. She's, again, a really like-minded creator who loves the game and loves Disney and is really committed to making the community as great as it can be. She puts out great content that's accessible to anybody who plays Lorcana, not just the top competitive players. She's fantastic.
Yeah, I would go so far as to say that if you follow, subscribe to, engage with any one content creator for Lorcana, it should probably be her.
Yeah.
And with apologies to everybody else who's doing amazing content creation for Lorcana, there are a ton of you out there. I think that the consistency with which she creates really wonderful content that is for everybody who plays Lorcana is incredible.
Yeah, it's unreal. Yeah. This is our victory dinner. The victory dinner after we did the whole DLC. We waited for an hour to get into this Cheesecake Factory, and it was worth it.
And I had the best, whatever I had, it was the best.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it was good, whatever it was.
Yeah, we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun time in Seattle. This is us in the airport, heading back, playing Lorcana.
This is like 6:30 a.m. on Monday after the DLC in Seattle. We'd done nothing but play Lorcana for like 3 straight days, game after game after game until late at night. I mean, even on Saturday after the main event, like we're up till like midnight trying to help Archer prepare for Top 64. Like everybody was just jamming games constantly, nothing but Lorcana. We're at the airport at 6:30. We've already been up since 5 on 5 or 6 hours of sleep. We're about to travel. What do we decide to do?
Play Lorcana.
Let's play some Lorcana. Let's play some games.
It was a pretty baller move. We had a long time to wait for our flight, too. We had a good 40 minutes that we weren't doing anything, so it was fun.
Got a couple in. It was great.
Never stop playing. This is us back at the store on Halloween. We had a nice little Halloween draft.
Ooh, Chaos Draft.
Yep. So much fun. This is us recording our Maui Shark song. Maui Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do. Super fun. A little behind the scenes photo there.
Yeah, we usually I'll lay down the guitar in advance and then we sing our tracks separately from one another and then we try to mix them together. I don't know anything about music production, but
you do now.
Hey, we pieced it together. We didn't know anything about streaming on YouTube before tonight either.
And now we mostly do.
Still don't know why our sound keeps weirdly just disconnecting.
So what?
This is how you know you made it, is when a character that you made for your podcast, a weird voice that you made one day is turned into a t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a really great moment. This was on your birthday.
This is my proudest moment in my life.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, tell us about it. How
so
this happened to you?
Alex brought in these shirts that say Off Meta Toby's Tap House and Brewfest.
And it's fantastic. He was wearing one when we went in there and
was
we're chatting with everybody.
What is that?
Yeah. And then he was like, I got one for you, and then went out to his car and brought it back in. It was so nice.
So cool.
Really cool dude. Really great fan. And a great Lorcana player.
Yeah, and we had a Off Meta Toby Brewfest episode shortly thereafter, inspired by this.
Yep, there we are.
This brew didn't work. It was real fun, though.
Some brews don't work.
So you're looking at the new Genie Legendary along with Clarabelle, and this didn't work too well. This is 4 copies of Genie and 3 copies of Legendary Clarabelle in my hand at once.
And this is more or less, the experimental state of Lorcana right now and kind of where we are in the game. We've got some crazy new cards. We've got kind of more of the same with a lot of the builds. That's the state of the world.
Also rocking that sweet Donald Duck Pie Slinger mat.
Yes, that you got for your birthday. That's us, everybody. That's the slideshow. May you have an enchanted 2025. Do you get it?
I love it.
Do you get the enchanted?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. Thought it was pretty good.
Let's transition over to here.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that was so smooth.
Oh,
Look
we're
at you.
back. Look at that. Just some transitions going from one scene in OBS to another. What can I say? It's just
no big deal.
It's what I do now.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Wow. Okay.
Really, that took a long time, but that was really fun.
It took a long time. We'll wrap this up pretty quickly, folks.
What are just some of the things that we want to see next year?
Yeah. So we've been talking about this for a while, things we want to see from Lorcana. It's always on our minds. We're always talking about what could possibly be coming up next. What are dreams that we have?
Oh, and by the way, chat, if you we don't want to see there we go. Chat, if you have any things that you want to see in the new year, let us know. What do you want to see in Lorcana? But some things that we'd like to see.
Yeah, some things we want to see are more DLCs. We want them to be in the Northeast as well, please, somewhere close. We'll take New York. We'll take New Jersey. We'll take Vermont.
Philadelphia?
Boston, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Anything. It would just be great to not have to travel across the entire country.
You mentioned something cool. You wanted to see bottom of deck mechanics.
I do want to see bottom of deck mechanics. I think it's something that happens in a lot of Lorcana cards right now, where you get to put something on the bottom of your deck. It's happened for a while with the game, and we just haven't seen that pay off yet. There's a lot of put 3 cards in the bottom of your deck in any order, and the order never matters. Unless you're going to deck yourself, unless you're going to get through the whole thing and you rather see one card like
right
2 cards before the other, I guess. Like
it's effectively it prevents you from having to shuffle. Like in other card games it would be like find a thing and then shuffle the rest back into your deck. And Lorcana says, "Let's move past that. Let's go quickly." And so they just have this bottom of deck mechanic. I think it should be a goofy.
Ooh.
Like a fisherman goofy.
Ooh.
You know, like fishing at the bottom of your deck.
Some kind of fishing thing would make a lot of sense, yeah. You have been saying you want to see more adventurous design.
Yeah, it's
that.
something we've talked about a little bit, where it would just be great to see some more daring design. Like, let's get the power level up a little bit. Right now, it kind of feels like very few cards in any given set are making an impact. So I'd love to see... I want to see a little bit more power creep. I'd love to see some tribal synergies that are really strong and maybe a little bit adventurous in design and aren't just like inventors get +1 resist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have some powerful synergies that are based in tribes. Like, I think a good example is maybe the Mickey that keys off of brooms, in particular the one that reduces the cost and lets them return to your hand from the first chapter. I think that's a really interesting card that promotes a tribal synergy. I'd like to see more of that.
Definitely. I would like to see some expanding of prizing. I know that we are very lucky. We have a lot of great prizes. There's mats, there's pins, there's cards, there's promo cards. I think it would be cool to see some dice.
Sure.
You know, like some Mickey Mouse dice, or give me something like, I don't know, like Disney-fy some more card stuff.
Backpacks.
Backpacks to store all my stuff. Make it a Disney one. I'd buy it. I'd buy the heck out of that.
I
you
like
kidding
that
me?
they have the new Chippendale deck box.
Yeah, it's a cool new prize. It's a different kind of deck box. You kind of have to like build it yourself. It's good to see that they are trying to expand to some other stuff.
Johnny is mentioning that he'd like to see more alternate art cards.
Yeah.
Not just DLC promos, but full art cards every set. Yeah, maybe something that's in between a legendary and enchanted, like maybe one every 20-ish packs is an alternate art, a full art card. That would be really cool. Or even more common than that would be great. Just something else to chase and collect. It feels like a play set of Enchanteds or even a set of Enchanteds is out of reach for most people who play.
Yeah.
And so maybe something else to look at that would be pretty. The art is absolutely one of the selling points of the game, so anything that we can do to feature that is great.
It's a valuable part of the game.
I'd like to see some better Lorcana sleeve quality.
I know. Right now in League, I have my Pooh Honey Wizard sleeves, and they're double sleeved, which is so hard to shuffle. But that's the only way that you can use those sleeves.
Yeah, and then you have to like cut your deck in half and just shuffle it a half at a time for a lot of people.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
It is tricky. It'd be great to see. Just make them better. Just don't make it a sticker, because the sleeves are stickers on top of stickers right now. Just like print it.
Yeah.
On a sleeve, Disney.
Yeah, there have been sleeves that I've played with for other games that are like licensed sleeves that aren't printed that way. They have like a glossier texture, and you know, the Game of Thrones had house sleeves, like with the house emblems for every house, and they were great. They stood up really well. You could play with them for a while. I mean, it's not like a Dragon Shield where they just kind of go forever and ever, but you could get a good use out of them before the corners would tear up. So
yeah, I don't know.
Just needs to be different.
Speaking on the same kind of topic of items and things, it would be great to see some Lorcana merch. That's something that Hearthstone used to have. Hearthstone had a whole shop online. You could buy a Hearthstone pillow. You could buy Hearthstone t-shirts. Even at the DLCs, I mean, there's really not a lot of merch. And the merch that they do have gets bought very quickly. And it's really boring. It's like a navy shirt with a lore symbol on it. And it's like, Lorcana. Like, I don't want that. All I want is merch to wear around to be like, I play Lorcana and I love it. And even I was like, I don't want to buy that. That's ugly and I don't want it. Like, it's just like they could do so much more.
As Lorcana hits the mainstream even more, we're seeing ads in movie theaters for Lorcana.
Yeah, we are.
So as that kind of increases, as its presence increases, I think that, there's a good chance we could see some new merch. That would be really cool. Happy New Year to you too, Zipper on Disney.
Yes.
What else do I want to see? I know what I want to see. One more.
Go ahead.
One day we will see the glorious approach of a Donald Duck with 9-hole butt.
Yes.
Give the duck 9 butt. Give the duck 9 butt.
Someday they will. They'll listen to us.
Yeah.
They'll hear us.
I still look at that card. This was born from a conversation of like how we would fix cards. Like, how could we make cards that aren't seeing play better and make them see play? And we're talking about the legendary Donald Duck from Rise of the Floodborn. It's a 1/5 evasive. It quests for 1, but it also quests for 1 more for every damage on him, which means that he could quest for up to 5. And so, in the age of Go-Go, instantly gaining you lore for damage, I wanted to see a Donald Duck that had 9 willpower.
Yeah.
Because if that card had 9 willpower instead of 5, and you can run him into like a Tamatoa or whatever and quest for 6, now we're talking.
Is that so much to ask?
That's not too much. It's really not too much to ask. I don't think it'd be broken at all. It still has 1 willpower. It's still, or 1 strength. It gets banished by so many things. So, chat is backing us up here.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Give the duck 9
Give
butt.
the duck 9 butt. It's not a lot to ask.
All right. So hopefully we'll see some of those things in the future. Hopefully 2025 is good to us. I have high hopes, and, I expect that we're going to have a ton more fun with Lorcana as the year rolls on. But
We
now,
sure are.
I think it's time we've done a dream card in every episode.
Yes.
So we're going to roll with it here, and we're going to show you our dream. It's back.
Sorry, everybody. Whew. Oh, man. I don't know how long that was gone.
Well, let's at least run through Mufasa again really quickly. Yep. So 4 strength, as you can see, 3 strength, 4 willpower, Storyborn Hero King, quest for 1. While he's exerted, your other characters gain +2 strength and ward.
Yep.
And he has the flavor text,
which I'm going to let you read because you do a crazy good Mufasa.
A king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
Yes, this is a super rare card. And I, again, have voiced many times that I do not like Sapphire, but this is like a great card.
He's a leader, right? So you get him out there. He exerts. He leads the pride. He buffs everybody else up through his presence. And he acts as a little bit of a kind of buffer or like a bodyguard for targeting in the same way that Aurora kind of works, but you get to use him a turn earlier, and he has that ancillary benefit of the +2 strength.
Yeah, he's great, and he's a king. We're still waiting to use that king mechanic somewhere here, so really great to see a strong rising king.
Now, we saw Mufasa.
We sure did.
What did you think?
I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. I think they did the story justice. I think they did a really good job with it. The music was fine. I love Lin-Manuel Miranda, so it's hard for that to really be a miss for me, I guess. It wasn't my favorite music of his, but I had a good time.
Yeah, I would go so far as to say it was my least favorite Lin-Manuel Miranda music. It didn't quite hit for me. I think like the lyrics took me out a little bit. But I thought the story was great. I think you have a director of great renown and acumen, like an Oscar-winning director who did a great job with that story, and definitely worth seeing. Had some great fan service, lots and lots and lots and lots of callbacks to The Lion King.
Which, when you're going to see Mufasa, all you want is for it to call back to The Lion King, because The Lion King rocks.
I do wish it was just a straight-up animated movie, though.
I also take issue with the Lion King live actions in particular.
I don't understand, I guess, why it wasn't. You know, is it easier for them to animate that way rather than through traditional animation?
Well, they just don't want to. They want it to be live action. That's like the bit.
I think the thing is, like, it's talking lions and, like, dancing elephants and stuff. And making that more realistic doesn't help. It looks uncanny and weird.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. They're doing that with a lot of the live actions. The live action Snow White that's coming out, the dwarfs are like completely CGI, and I'm like, okay, so that's animated. Like I don't understand how it's different. And especially the live action Lion King they made was insane because it was a shot for shot recreation of the other Lion King. So I was like, why am I watching a worse version of the Lion King right now?
Yeah.
We could go on about that forever.
Yeah. I think a lot of the live actions have felt like transparent cash grabs.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit disheartening. I think the one that I really did enjoy was Little Mermaid because it took more creative risks and expanded on the story quite a bit. So I appreciated that. Like, if you're going to redo it, get in there, fix the nuts and bolts, and do something interesting. You can take issue with, like, some of the underwater animation and whatever, but I think overall the storytelling was compelling in The Little Mermaid, whereas, like you said, The Lion King was a shot-for-shot remake, so, like, why are we here?
Yeah, why did we spend all this time doing this? I also like the Beauty and the Beast live action. I really liked that. I liked that movie anyways, but I liked what they did with some of the songs. They added some that aren't in the movie, and they just were able to make it more in the vein of the Broadway production, which was really fun to see.
And you know I love the scene where the Beast huzzes Snowball as hard as he can at Emma Watson's face, and she falls down with a shriek. So
Yes, you do.
All right, so let's bring us back here.
Okay. Whoa, so smooth.
All right.
Okay, video.
Okay, video podcast. So that's the episode. That's the New Year's episode. We have like 90 minutes until 2025 starts. Way to go.
Bam.
And we probably won't be doing this again anytime soon.
It was really fun, though.
It was really fun.
We might do another specialty kind of a thing like this. This could be cool to do if we're perhaps interviewing people in the store. If we ever achieve one of our New Year's goals, which is to... I haven't doing that at all.
That's okay. You don't have to exaggerate it, but sometimes it's better. I think it's...
Oh, no.
We usually have our mic set up on stand, so it's hard to be like consistent about talking.
Has this been a nightmare the whole time?
No, I don't think so. I've been watching it. They've been hearing us. They haven't said anything.
Okay, hopefully. Sorry.
See, this is the thing it's
scary.
so easy to fix that when it's just an audio podcast, and now we just have to roll with it.
But you're going like this.
Well, you were going like this.
Oh, I see. But anyways, one of our New Year's resolutions is to be able to do a tournament, to cast a tournament. Like a local tournament is our goal here. So it might be audio casting, but it'd be really great if we were able to set up like even a featured table at something like this and put like a cam on that. And this, I think, would be really helpful for that, potentially. So that's maybe we've learned a little something. We've gained some knowledge from this.
Thanks for bearing with us through all of our little snafus.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Yeah, and maybe for our year anniversary of the podcast, we'll come back with a video stream event. But we'll make this available after the fact for sure. And we really appreciate everybody hanging out with us on New Year's Eve. We hope you have a fantastic 2025. Here's to 2025.
Yeah, cheers.
Ooh, that was good.
Hope you can hear that.
All right,
anyways, everybody,
thank
keep on
you
snacking.
so much. Keep on snacking. We'll see you all soon.